Hey everyone, it's Keegan, and this will be speech number 5 for the Ron-Paul Curriculum Public Speaking course. For this speech, I'm going to summarize DC's League of Super Pets, and I am well aware that it is a cartoon and that I'm 15, but it's actually a really enjoyable movie. Okay, so before I get started, I want to warn y'all real quick. This speech might run over a little. I was trying to stay between 5 to 7 minutes, but it might be like 8 or 9. It's kind of a long movie and hard to summarize. Alright, so to get started, in the very beginning, it starts like all Superman movies with Kal-El, or Superman, on his home planet of Krypton. Like in all the other movies, the planet is going to explode and his parents put him in the escape pod. The only difference is his puppy escapes from Jor-El, or Superman's dad, and gets inside the pod with him. They are taken to Earth, and it cuts to when they are both grown up and inside Superman's apartment, which it's a nice apartment, but to be honest, it doesn't make sense. Superman should be like super rich, you know? Alright, so it shows that Krypto, which we find out is the super dog, is trying to wake up Superman, and he tries sitting on his face, which is kind of funny. He tries punching him in the face, and he tries biting his pajamas, flying him up to the top of the room without hitting the ceiling, and dropping him on his face, which is where we first see that Superman has powers. After this, Superman winds up waking up, and they chill together, and then it cuts to showing a montage of the two of them hanging out together. After this, it slows down to the two of them in the park. When arriving to the park, it shows that Superman gives Lois Lane, which at the time is his girlfriend, a croissant from actual Paris because they flew there. They engage in conversation, and Superman throws Krypto his toy, which ironically is a squeaky Batman chewable figure thing. Now, Krypto is fetching his toy over and over before he runs into a couple dogs who inform him that Superman is trying to get rid of Krypto and get him out of the way. Krypto, of course, realizes this is true and gets kind of sad, but he's, of course, denying it like anybody would. After this, and I'm going to try and start shortening it a bit because we're already 2.5 minutes in out of what I'm hoping to only be 9. After this, it shows Superman talking to Lois, right? They decide Krypto is going to feel lonely and like a third party, and they don't want that, so they are going to go get him a friend. This is where I should mention that Krypto is played by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. So they arrive at the adoption center looking for a pet, and upon arriving, he ties Krypto up outside and he goes inside. While inside, one of the pets sneaks out the window and stumbles across Krypto. This dog is by the name of Ace and is played by no other than Kevin Hart, finishing the iconic duo. This pet, Ace, is captured and taken back inside, and we get a little bit of knowledge on all of the characters. There is Ace, like we saw, and he is trying to escape and go back to his home, which he says is a farm, but we find out is later not true. There's a turtle whose name I can't really remember, and all we really learn about her is that she likes to cuss sometimes, and she can't see very well. There's a pig, a little squirrel, and a guinea pig by the name Lulu. We see that Lulu has what appears to be a giant pile of trash, and she claims it is her plan to dominate the world. Can y'all see that? Yeah, there. Fast forward a little, and they don't decide on a pet, and they go back to their apartment. While at the apartment, they hear a noise across the city, and they both use their X-ray vision to find out it is Lex Luthor bringing a meteor down to Earth. As expected, the whole Justice League shows up to fight him, which includes the normal Justice League plus Superdog, which is Krypto. After this, they find out the meteor is made out of orange kryptonite, and Lex Luthor exposes his plans that he's trying to gain powers from this kryptonite. He is able to get a little tiny shard at the end of their battle, but before he can do anything with it, Batman captures him and sends him to Stryker Island, which is basically, it's this little island in the middle of nowhere, and it's a prison. I'm not sure how far it is, they didn't actually show it, but after this, we see it is nighttime, and it cuts back to the adoption center. We see that Lulu's pile of trash she was talking about was actually a machine, a lot like Lex Luthor's. and it pulls a piece of the kryptonite from the meteor they sent back into the adoption center, breaking a piece of glass and landing in the middle of the room. This kryptonite, it begins to shine, and it grants Lulu powers. She uses to escape from her cage, escape from the adoption center, and using her telekinesis powers, she traps all the other animals inside the adoption center. After this, we slowly, one by one, learn that they all were granted powers, and we learn this when they are trying to escape. We learn that Ace was giving invulnerability. The turtle, ironically, was giving super speed, but her vision wasn't helped. The pig is able to transform either little tiny or into a giant, so that was cool. The squirrel can shoot lightning, and I think that is all. But they are all untrained and don't know how to use them. After this, it cuts back to Crypto and Superman's apartment. My bad, I'm sorry. And we see that Crypto is sitting there and Superman is getting ready for a date. Soup tries to leave on his date, and Crypto drowns his sorrows in ice cream and headphones. While leaving the apartment, before he can even get out the door, he is confronted by Lulu, which we learn they can't understand what the animals are saying. It just sounds like little guinea pig squeaks. After this, Lulu captures Superman and is dragging him across the street. And Crypto comes out of his room, but before he can see all the carnage that went down, I don't know how he didn't notice the broken door, the shattered glass everywhere. He gets distracted by a piece of cheese, and he eats this cheese before noticing the glass. He flies out the ceiling to go and try to help before plummeting to the ground because there was kryptonite hidden inside the cheese. Now, orange kryptonite, we learned, grants animals superpowers, but the normal kryptonite, the green kryptonite, takes away any Krypton's superpowers. So just to clear that up in case you didn't know. So after this, he plummets to the ground and he is knocked out by a car. He gets hit by a car and he knocked out in the alley. He sees blue lightning across the city and he tries to go to it, thinking that it was Lulu because he hadn't seen any other villains recently. Upon getting there, he learns that it was the little squirrel from earlier. And he was trying to test out his powers, and they're just all chilling in a park, basically, happy they got out of the adoption center. They wind up joining forces with the plan to stop Lulu. Now, Lulu winds up going to a school and turning all the little guinea pigs there into her little super villains. There's fire and ice one, and there's this giant one that's kind of like Hulk. It's funny. Now, they wind up capturing all of the Justice League, and now the heroes have a new mission they have to do. Not just beat Lulu, but they have to save Justice League. Fast forward a little, and Lulu is helping Lex Luthor escape prison. While this is all going on, the Super Pets show up, and they get locked inside the same cages that Lex Luthor was trapped in. Now, Lulu, of course, gets trapped in there because Lex Luthor didn't actually care about her like she thought he did. They were just a guinea pig, so. And Lulu, of course, had a plan. She escapes, but she doesn't help anyone else escapes. While all the other Super Pets are locked up, Crypto gains his powers back after, I guess, he had a bowel movement and got rid of the kryptonite. And he helps everyone to escape. Now, at this point, basically, Lulu, the Super Pets, and Lex Luthor all wanted to go back to Lex Tower, which is where the Justice League is captured. But due to the fact that Crypto wanted to keep the rest of the pets safe, he said he's just going to go on his own. So basically, they all get to the tower, right? Lulu wants to do it. She wants to get rid of Lex, and she wants to get rid of the Justice League, sorry. But Crypto shows up, right? Takes out Lulu temporarily, and saves everyone, he thinks. Now, before this, how do I explain it? Crypto and Lulu, basically, they're fighting, right, in the sky, and she uses her telekinesis to push the button and send this rocket ship they were all trapped into space. Crypto sees that this rocket is being sent to space and tries to go save it. Before he can reach the ship, Lulu shows that he has Lois Lane trapped inside a helicopter and makes him choose who he's going to save. At this point, he has no clue who he's going to choose, and he has no clue what to do. And all the other Super Pets show up, so he tells them that they need to go save the rocket, which they're super confused on how they're supposed to do, and he will go save the helicopter with Lois Lane in it. They wind up saving everyone, basically, and Crypto engages in a battle with Lulu, right? He wins, right? Throws her into this apartment, and her kryptonite around her neck shatters. She uses the little bit of telekinesis she has left, and she infuses the kryptonite shards into her brain. This turns her into this nasty, giant, orange guinea pig monster. And the Justice League, as well as the Super Pets, are all trying to stop her. Now, we're getting to the end, so I'll slow down a little and stop stumbling over my words. I am sorry. So, the Justice League and the Super Pets, right, they're all fighting her, but they are left rendered useless, and they're all defeated. At this point, Crypto decides he must do what no one else can, and do his solar paw punch thing. It's basically where he flies to the sun, gathers the solar power, and uses it to kill whatever opponent. However, we learn earlier in the movie that if he does this, it kills him as well. So he does it as planned. He flies to the sun, he gets the solar power, he comes down, and he executes the move. Right before there's this big blast that comes off of the explosion, it's supposed to decapitate, right, whoever's doing the move as well as whoever the move is done to. But Ace jumps in at the last second and saves him with his indestructible stuff. Now, to put it simply, they win, right? And everybody lives happy ever after. But the Justice League, each one of them adopts one of the Super Pets. So, Green Lantern got the squirrel. Batman got Ace, which they kind of look exactly the same. There's, of course, Superman and Crypto. And who am I missing? The pig goes with Wonder Woman. And, is there anyone else? Oh, the turtle. The turtle goes with Flash, of course. So, they all live happily ever after. Now, I do want to apologize for this being a 12-minute speech. Holy crap. And I know it's probably a little lengthy and you probably didn't watch the whole thing, and I'm sorry. But it's a hard movie to put into words. Now, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.